If not, I hope you're at least okay. Today is a Thursday, and we're here. We're here. We're just chilling. I'm cold. Ugh. My hair, I have bangs now. I just showered, and they have a mind of their own. What a vibe. What a vibe. Makes me feel masculine. Which is whatever, who cares, but yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I feel like I could have done better with the lighting, but oh no. Oh, it feels good. I did a really intense workout today. My body is sore. Oh, I fixed my shoulder. Since I started working out, my shoulders have gotten bulkier again, which is really nice. Oh, I still have my AirPods in. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh my. I cannot believe that I still have them in. Me, oh my. Oh my god, are my bangs just gonna start curling again? Don't do it, bangs. Don't do it. I put in the treatment. Don't do it. Don't do it. Wah, 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 wah. Here we go. Yeah, me forgot my dough. I'm married a long time ago. Where to go, from where to go, where to go, forgot my dough. Be bop be dee ba do ba do do. I have to light my candle. Ugh. Oh man, there's been so many things that have been happening. So many things. So many things. Global news has been crazy. Local news? Not as bad. It's probably going to get worse in the next couple of days. Candle. Look, I'm almost running out. Woo. I cry. I cry. I cry. Do I actually kind of like my bangs like this? I'm trying to let them go a little natural today, so we'll see how they go. I was like, I'll just brush out my hair, put in my cream or whatever, and then see what it does. Andrew! How are you?
I feel like dog shit.
Are you gonna nap again?
No.
Oh. I hope you feel better.
Thanks.
He feels like shit. I feel so bad for him. He's just sitting there and he's like, which is a vibe. I have homework to do tonight. Ugh. Ugh, I don't want to, but I should. I have so many tomatoes. I'm gonna have to wait for George to show up and some of you guys. Hi, George. Hello. How are you? How are you? How are you? I hope you're doing good. Tired. Dang. Valid though. Hi. Andrew's having a hard time because he
George.
trimmed his beard down and it makes him uncomfortable. What? That's not the only reason. He's also sick. They say hi, Andrew. Andrew walks away. He's like, you're so dramatic. He's like not in the mood for me to tease him. Normally I tease him a lot, but today he's like really frustrated and I think it's funny. Oh, Andrew. It's okay. I'm not gonna fuck with him too much. He's just gonna lose his mind if I do. Oh, let's see. There's a new game that I've been thinking about playing. But I want to finish Hollow Knight. Oh, it looks like such a fun game. Oh, it looks like so fun. So much fun. I spent the day rebuilding a big 4x8 foot planter box for my sister. Hey, proud of you. Proud of you. Man. We have to play it. Alright, we're gonna have a new game this weekend. I'm still gonna play Hollow Knight, but we'll play it like after today too. But I really want to play this game. It looks so good and exciting. Play what? I'm not gonna say yet. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. Surprise. It's more of a story game. I feel like Hollow Knight takes like so long, and I don't game as my primary thing on Twitch, so I have to come up with like shorter games that are more story driven. It's a little bit easier because they can be faster. Oh, Ollie's here. He's stinky butt. What are you doing? Did we say hello? Hello. That's his hello. He's been a silly boy today. He's just been chilling, honestly. Right, Buffy? Yes, stinky butt. Oh, his tail's wagging so much. He's been so cute. Hi, Stinky. Yeah. He's been chill. So that's a lot of work. Did you fill it with dirt too? And is it on the ground or is it like suspended, like on legs? Or like, I guess 4x8 is probably on the ground. My neighbor built like a 4x8 planter that was really shallow. It was like a foot deep. And they had it in their front yard for a little bit, trying to have like a herb garden, but everything died because there wasn't enough soil. And it's hard to water it enough too. Hi! What? What, Stinky? He's like, please pet me. Please pet me. You need pets? Okay. Okay. He's getting his pets, don't worry. He's so cute. Sometimes I forget that I have to wait for you to reply, and then I just keep talking and talking and talking. I'm like, wait a second. You have to say words too. Imagine that. Yes, Ollie, I know. It's on the ground. It was 5 years old, so the dirt stayed in place, and I cut out the rotten wood, and I rebuilt it with new wood. Oh, so it was just like dirt that it was just a block of dirt, yeah. There was an apartment complex that was near one of my workplaces where they had, like, one of the residents put out these metal tins and they filled it all up with all this dirt that they paid for on their own. And then when they had to leave, they just took the tins with them and there was just like these oval blocks of dirt. And it was really funny. I think they fixed it, to my knowledge, but yeah. Yeah, about 2 feet tall. Saved me for digging it out first. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dirt is crazy. It takes a lot to move it around. Honestly. Honestly. Ollie's leaving. Goodbye, Ollie. Goodbye. There's like quite a bit of things that have been happening. Oh. That's crazy. Mike Johnson is really upset about, sorry to get into politics, but I got like the link already for it. But Mike Johnson's really upset about the, ACA thing. He doesn't want the House to vote on it. George says, it's supposed to rain next couple of days, so I will top it off next week. Oh, that's smart. Yeah. You kind of want to wait so it doesn't all just rain away. I've had that happen before. Speaking of plants, before everyone else gets here, give me 1 second. I'm going to show you. I harvested all of my tomatoes. And then, because we're supposed to get a hard frost this weekend. And, obviously I had to bag up, like, the tomato bits and get them in the trash and everything. But I wanted to show you how many tomatoes I have. It's crazy. Just wait a second. It's so many fucking tomatoes. This is, like, 300 tomatoes. So I have a lot of tomatoes. It's like a lot. It's so many tomatoes. All of the ones that are underneath the red ones are green. So they have some time. I know, there's so many. There's so many. I've been harvesting everything out of my garden and just getting it ready to go. All of the perennials are ready to overwinter. And now I have a shit ton of tomatoes that I'm going to can, make lots of soups and everything. And obviously I'm giving some to my neighbors, but I don't think they can take more than like what's on the top, so I got tomatoes. Oh, they're so big. Holy moly. Ugh. Oh no. Andrew also has a nosebleed. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I get to canning. I know, I have so many. So many that I have to work with. It's crazy. But it'll be okay. It'll be alright. Hi, Oliver. You can come in here. Yep, you can. Thank you for asking. Good job. Good job. I've been trying to work with Ollie to have him pause at the doorway and then kind of wait to be invited in, but he only does it like half the time, which is fine, but he's okay. I also have a lolly. Yeah, we're gonna see how it all goes. George, the shutdown has continued. I was wondering what you thought about it. Because obviously Democrats aren't going to concede. And I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday, or at least I posted about it in Discord. I sent the link, but oh my gosh, the Supreme Court is hearing about the Trump tariff situation, which I heard more of the arguments today. Absolutely crazy. That's going to stay shut down for a while. people, like, the airports are kind of shutting down too. People aren't going to be able to fly anywhere, which is crazy because things are going to start getting more expensive, especially when with that crash that happened in Kentucky. Yeah, 13 people passed away. One of them just passed away within the past 2 hours, I guess, or at least the news came out about it. An extra one. It's actually crazy, but the engine fell off as it was taking off. Oh no! Doop, 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 doop. There you go. Alright, let's see. This is the Courier Journal or whatever. Local, state, federal agencies, as well as critical response team from UPS, have arrived in Louisville to conduct an investigation. Airport runways have reopened. The SDF team continues to keep the victims, their families, and our community in our hearts following this tragic incident, which it is tragic. Oil cleanup. It's going back in time. Death toll rises to 13. Pilots. Oh my gosh, that's really fucking shitty. Yeah, but a lot of people passed away. And it's sad, but I'm just happy that it's not a commercial flight, because that would have been absolutely horrible. Absolutely, absolutely horrible. We're gonna have to wait and see how it goes. The only good thing was that it was in a passenger plane with hundreds of folks on board. Yeah, exactly. Less and less aircraft controllers are starting to show up to work, which is probably not the best situation. Less and less people are appearing. Things are starting to get more and more insane. I feel really bad, honestly, for all of the workers who are in the flight industry. I was tempted to get involved with it too. I applied to be a hostess or whatever, or like a flight attendant. But you had to go to like a boot camp for like 2 months or something like that. 2 months, sometimes 3 months, depending on the company. So a lot less flight attendants or pilots are going to get paid too, which that's going to cause more issues. I think the biggest problem is going to be with goods and services. People are already talking about boycotting purchasing new things for the Christmas season and instead going to independent sellers or people who have their own home companies. So, not going to Target or big name stores like Starbucks for coffee or whatever, but instead going to local if you buy anything at all, which I think will be good. Or maybe like Etsy for handcrafted things or whatever. Honestly, I'm okay with it, but a lot of companies are really upset about it. Like, Sephora made an ad where they were making fun of it with Mariah Carey. Let me see if I can find it. Oh no! All right, I found it. Etsy has a lot of small businesses, so that would be good. Agreed. But big companies are really stressed out because with the government shutdown, making it so that it's harder for them to receive benefits, which I just read about it right before we started stream. But the federal, like I think one of the higher up courts, like a federal court, stated that Trump had to release all of the funds tomorrow. Otherwise, they would have more and more problems, which I don't know if he's actually going to do that, but MAGA's supposed to do it. And after that happens, nobody knows what's going to happen because there's only about, at most, a month of finances available for SNAP. A lot of people were just laid off. I think it was like one of the largest layoffs that we've had in a really long time, which is really scary. And it just gets worse and worse. But let's see. With the layoffs and all of that too, a lot of people won't be able to afford things for Halloween. Or not Halloween, for Christmas. Or the holiday season. And you're seeing trends like, oh shoot, what's it fucking called? I think it's like Ralph Lauren Christmas or something like that. I don't know. Where people just reuse older stuff instead of like getting newer things and trying to be like trendy or whatever. It's crazy. But a lot of corporate businesses are really stressed out about it because they're like, who the fuck is gonna like buy anything? What are we gonna do here? So here we go. I saw this on TikTok and I was like, oh my god, okay. Let's see. As you can see, this was posted 5 days ago. Let's see. They can. That's what the funds are for. Like, it is crazy. So they're basically like saying that if you can't purchase things or whatever, you're not doing Christmas or anything like that, you're just not, it's just not good or whatever. And a lot of people are really upset with this ad. Which I get it. Like, I get why they're upset with it, but the comments are so crazy. People are like, I love how this has become a yearly tradition. Let's see. Oh, they deleted some of the hate comments. Oh. Oh my god. Crazy. But yeah, a lot of people are really upset with the ad, which is, I think, is pretty valid. I guess we could go into TikTok and then I could like show you all of the TikToks. Maybe I should start saving like all of the controversial TikToks and then I can just show them on stream and be like, look at this. Look at this crazy thing. But yeah. But because, people aren't going to get paid or anything, the economy is going to take a huge hit. Like a huge, huge hit. And people are stressed the heck out. Like super stressed. And Mamdani winning kind of makes a lot of, not even kind of, a lot of people who have big money are really stressed because if the people are starting to unite behind candidates who are opposed to capitalism, that's kind of scary. And no one can afford anything anyways. So it's like, why are you buying stuff? Having a job at this point is nice because it can help you like have goods and items and stuff like that. But here in America, we're hella privileged. Like we have AC and heat and running water that's pretty decent quality throughout most of the United States. Some parts of the United States are, it's giving third world country, but it really isn't. But yeah, technically they can use these emergency funds towards SNAP. There is a special amount of money that's allocated towards it. And Trump has been saying multiple times that he won't, like, they won't prevent it, or at least, like, during the presser that happened, he was like, yeah, it's still gonna happen. People are still gonna get their benefits, which is good. But they did say that probably won't be the full benefits. It's just gonna be whatever they have in the emergency funds allocated towards SNAP, which I don't even think is half. So we'll see how that goes. I'm fortunate that I don't have to use SNAP. But my mother used SNAP, so when I would go visit her and I would go shopping with her and stuff, I learned about the process and how much she would get, and depending on your situation, it's usually not a ton. It's just enough to help keep you going. I'm kind of stressed about it. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah. Dang, we're going through like all of this stuff really quickly, which is fine because I have other stuff I gotta do tonight, so I'm like a little stressed about it, but this is okay for me. We're gonna have to wait and see though. I really don't think the government's gonna reopen in the next couple weeks. I think it might be another month. I think Republicans are gonna wanna, like, it won't reopen until there's the vote in the House. And I think Republicans are gonna keep that at bay as long as possible. Like, let's see. This is like 48 minutes. I don't want to watch the whole thing. Here you go. I'll get the link. George says, my niece with kids who lives with my sister is on SNAP. She is okay. My sister is taking care of her. That's good. That's good. I'd be honestly really worried. I know some of my old coworkers that I worked with when I was working more in the garden realm of things, they're on SNAP. And some people are retired, but they work at the garden center seasonally so that they can have more money to pay rent and stuff like that. Because you don't really get a lot once you retire, depending on like where you are financially and stuff. And I know they're having a really hard time right now. Like they're starting to try to work more jobs and everything. And one of my coworkers, my last shifts that I worked at one of the garden places, she had a, how do I say it? Like I'm not going to go in description because I don't want to like say exactly who it was because that's kind of rude. I don't want to flame anyone online because it sucks and I don't want to air out someone's embarrassment. But she had a full on breakdown like as the shift was ending because that's when it was her last shift of the season of mine too. And she had no other job lined up or anything. She was really freaking out, which is valid. And I just didn't know what to do. I felt really bad for her. I don't know. Jobs are really stressful like that. The state doesn't have any kind of help for her. Oh no, we're in a red state. Mm-mm. Because it was a temporary job or a seasonal job, you can't really get unemployment afterwards as easily. At least here in Nebraska, you have to wait like I think it's a certain amount of weeks before you could even apply after a seasonal job is terminated. And no, there's not a lot of state programs here. Like, hmm. So let's see. So Nebraska has a supplemental program for SNAP recipients called SNAP Next Step Employment and Training, which offers job search assistance, resume help, and training to improve employment opportunities. But there is no like direct financial contribution. Like, this is I mean, this is kind of like outdated, but here's a good link for you. A lot of city stuff has been helpful. So food banks have been really, really big here. And kind of crazy. Let's see. Let's see. So different family service programs that are private have been able to help, like restoring dignity. Um, Lutheran Family Services, like Food Bank for the Heartland, that's what I was talking about before. They've been giving people food, but there hasn't been any like state-run programs that have been able to really help, or even city-wide programs either. Let's see. Hmm. Here's another link. So like more local Omaha stuff. But the city has done nothing. And there's a city-led food drive that's happening too at different locations, but none of it is being sponsored. So the city isn't actually putting any funds or finances towards it, which is really annoying. So it's like, yeah, there's more drop-off centers, like what you can see in this link here. I'll show it in a second. I'll show it in a second. All right. There we go. Now you can see it. But these are the different drop-off locations. Yeah, Heartland's on that list. And you can volunteer to help out, but I think it's pretty like closed. Like you have to be there a lot. And these are just the locations where you can drop off food. The retrieval locations are you access it through the city's website portal, which I guess I could share in like a minute or whatever. But yeah, so Inclusive Life Center and Bellevue Housing Authority. are some big ones too. But yeah, the Judicial Food Pantry. That's where you can get all this. So all the links are in the link that I sent you. But yeah. So Douglas County, that's where Omaha is. About 10% of the population here uses SNAP benefits. And if you go to Thurston, it's really bad. It's like 25%. Western Nebraska, this is the Panhandle area. That's like where the desert is. Really high. 10, 11, 13, 13. Antelope, Knox, 5, 3. It's like, it's crazy. Pierre, Cedar. Yeah. 10%. This is, let's see, Lancaster. Where's Lancaster? Where the heck is Lancaster? Clay, Fillmore, York. Lancaster. That's 8.3%. That's where the state capital is. It's we have a very, very high percentage of SNAP users here in the United States. Or not United States. But in Nebraska as well as the United States. And Thurston has been really struggling for a really long time. There was a lot more agriculture and kind of like their city has been collapsing, or that area has been collapsing for a while. I guess there's not much work out there in the western part. Yeah, all of these areas like Scotts Bluff, Morrill, Butte, and Garden, these counties are more like federal land, and there's a lot of federal work to do there. So there's like military bases and that sort of thing in that area. This region, kind of more central, is more farming focused, and the bigger the county, the less people tend to live in that area. So that can kind of give you an idea. My family's from like northern and kind of lives in this area. I've only been to the Panhandle a couple of times, mainly to drive through and to camp too. But yeah, there is some stuff to do out there, but it's like more ranching and just like federal things that you can really do. It's also important to mention that one of the emergency places for like the president and that sort of thing to go to is in Lancaster County. We have like one of the, I think it's the longest airstrip for people to land in. And I think there's some bunkers here for the president and some higher officials too. So you can actually see where some of them are because it's all blocked off and it's all federal land. So it's pretty easy to spot. There's also some nukes here, I think, too, because the nuclear codes are in Douglas County. So, yeah, at the Offutt Air Force Base. Which there's a whole story behind that, too. But anyways, it's a very, very high percentage of the population in Nebraska really needs it, because Nebraska is really poor right now. No one's buying stuff. Damn, the county next to me in PA is called Lancaster too. Hey, yeah. Lancaster County. Let's see. How many Americans use SNAP? It's about, alright, the USDA says about 12% of the population uses it. Yeah, so Nebraska is pretty on par with it too. It's pretty wild to me. There's a lot of restrictions for people using SNAP as well, which is really frustrating. I always feel super bad for parents or anybody who has to accommodate to it. Really stressful. It's really hard to manage. Like my mom wasn't allowed to get like certain foods. And my mom was also on disability. It was really hard to get her set up with the government. It took us like years and years and years to get her the aid that she needed. And even then, in order to get her like SNAP benefits and that sort of thing, it was a whole thing. Like a whole process. And a lot of those limitations are being changed as well, which is really stressful. I don't really know what's going to happen next. Personally, I think that people are definitely going to starve, and there's lots of people who just don't care about it. Hi, Tommy. Hello, hello. We're talking about SNAP benefits. I was wondering, in Egypt, is there like a supplementary like food program where people get uh like extra food and resources if they don't make a lot of money? You don't, sorry to put you on the spot. How are you? I'm just really into this conversation because I care a lot. Mm. While you're answering that, if you're answering that, um, I do want to mention that I grew up volunteering at a food pantry, like most of the time. And when I was a kid, like really, really young, and I lived with my mom, I had to get food from a food pantry. And ended up volunteering there when I got older just to kind of give back. But I got like warm food there and everything like that too because they cooked for people as well. It's just it's not really fun to have to deal with, but at least I got like clothes and food. And then yeah, we didn't like when my mom, that was before my mom got like SNAP benefits and stuff too. Hi, Chaotic. Oh, Tommy says actually yes, there is, but it's not that good and it doesn't help anyway. But yay, there is. Hey, that means that there can be improvement. There's room for improvement then. That's good. That's good. Yeah, here in America, it's kind of suspended right now. We're to see how that goes. Hello, Chaotic. Yeah. Everybody is sliding in today. I hope everyone's had a good day. Everyone's having a good time, hanging out, chilling. There hasn't been a ton. Oh my gosh, it's almost healed. I got a cut here. Are you having a pretty good time? Good, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Chaotic. I hope it stays on the up and up. Oh my goodness. Tommy says it's only helpful in Ramadan and not because of it. It's because the Egyptian Food Bank is something like a charity. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, Ramadan, everyone's supposed to donate to and give back food-wise to the community. Coincidentally, Food Bank for the Heartland was the same charity that I promoted during Ramadan. It was like a adjacent. I thought it was a good one. I am. I think it's nice. I think it's nice. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm tired. My man. I'm kind of trying to understand and figure out, I don't know, like what other places we could donate to, you know? But that's like the biggest one that has the most resources and does the most consistent outreach. Tommy says, yeah, but instead of using this money on helping people, they use it to make some fancy ads and Ramadan. That sucks. I'm sorry. I hate that. Could you, is there anything that you could get from like, so here in America, a lot of churches and mosques have food programs. I've talked about them online before, but they're really helpful for a lot of people. And I would say the mosque, it is kind of like out west in Omaha or whatever, but they have the most hours where they're available and you could message them and they'll just get it ready for you whenever. So they in my personal opinion, have more options. But other places have more conditions where you have to go at a certain time, certain day, and then they give you like specialized things, or they kind of plan it all out and then give it to you. Like the church I grew up in, what they decided to do there is we had like this canned food drive where like at the beginning of October, we would get these. Oh no, we got bot. Screw that bot. Goodbye, sir. But in the beginning of October, we would have these paper bags, and then we would staple like directions of like, hey, please put food in here or whatever. And they would have like these handles, and it'd be like a large paper bag that you could get from a grocer or the grocery store. And it would be like, hey, please put any of your spare food, any of your canned goods or whatever that you have in here. And then it'll be for the community drive. And then for a couple of days, we would all be stationed all around the city, and we would go throughout neighborhood by neighborhood with one of our like peers from the church in our group, and it'd be like 2 by 2, and we would go door to door, and we would knock on the door or ring the bell. And we'd be like, hey, can you donate? This is what cured my social anxiety, by the way, because I had to do that ever since I was a kid. But I would go door to door and I'd be like, hey, do you have anything? Like, can you help us out with this or whatever? And we would leave all the bags there. And we'd be like, remember, blah, 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 we'll be back in like 2 weeks. And then we would come back and we'd have a ton of extra bags and be like, hey, do you have any food? Like a week before Halloween. It was crazy. Tommy says we have something here that we call it moad, ramen. That's a thing that people do in every neighborhood. And we all donate money together to buy and make food, and we make a very big table in the street so anyone could eat good food for free. I like that. That's cool. How often do you do that? That's so nice. There used to be more community stuff like that. I remember it being more prominent when I was younger. And as I've gotten older, it feels like a lot of that community stuff has gone away. Like, people don't do it as much. Chaotic says, although I'm critical of religion, I've seen churches being really helpful in campaigns to collect food for the less fortunate. When I was still going to Catholic churches, I noticed that it was relatively common for the priests to organize programs to help homeless people with food. Yeah. It can be a good thing and a bad thing. I don't know if I've talked about this. I think I've talked about it on stream before, but maybe not with you. But my grandpa was a head pastor in the church, and he was actually part of the like sitting on the board for like the North American Conference. So I got to see behind the scenes of not just like local or the Kansas Nebraska conference, like district wise. I got to see everything for the most part that happened in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And I learned a bit about global stuff at some of the conferences I had to travel to with my grandpa, but for the most part, United States, Mexico, and Canada, you know? And that was my first exposure to Spanish too, because I would have to read it a lot, but whatever. ADHD be ADHDing. And they encouraged people to help out different members of the community and give them resources and aid and stuff. But it was highly encouraged to bring people into the church. So if people weren't, wait a second. Like if people wanted help, like they needed a place to live, they needed food resources, that sort of thing, you would get like a little bit, but you would have to come to church services every Sabbath, and you would have to like participate in events in order to go. So like if you were, because I had like my family, we would sometimes have people stay with us and stuff, or we would help organize, or at least I got to observe most of this. but there would be organizing people who were struggling to, you know, and there are lots of conditions like that. So I prefer it to be not conditional on that side of things. Tommy says, we do it only in Ramadan, but people always do something like this all the time. Like a lot of restaurants here, instead of throwing the rest of the food that they have in the last day, they put it in a fridge in front of the restaurant so anyone who doesn't have money could just take it and leave. I love that. America needs to do more shit like that. Like, when I was working at a couple of restaurants, we would... One of, like, the Muslim restaurant that I worked at that had, like, all of the halal stuff, except for the alcohol that they served, but, you know, whatever. We would give out food to the homeless people in the community, like the leftovers, if they started going bad, and I would give people stuff, like, on my walk home. Some corporate places do it too, like Panera. When I worked at Panera in high school, when we were closing, we would have people come and just take all the leftover bagels and goods, and it'd be donated to food pantries. But yeah. Chaotic says, yeah, only helping people who are under very critical conditions, if they do what you want, is a form of coercion. It's problematic and wrong. It is. It is. You're right. You're right. You're right. And it's really, it is very sad. Not every church does it, but the religion that I grew up in did it a lot. Tommy says, people are treating alcohol like if we don't drink it, so it's okay if we sell it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, you shouldn't drink it or whatever, but selling it's fine. That's like, I know so many people who are Muslim that drink, though. That's the meme. Chaotic says, that's a really good thing. Congrats to your community for being a good example. Yeah. Yeah. Like, food stuff can be really weird. And food is used as a form of coercion a lot. Like, Israel did that with Gaza. Still doing it with Gaza. Sudan's having the same problems, where people are starving and stuff. Personally, I think it's really messed up. Like, I don't know. I think it can happen. Like, abusive parents and stuff will do that too, where they will say, oh, if you make a mistake or you get in trouble, you won't be able to eat food and that sort of thing. That happen, like, you know. The idea is that you take advantage of people's basic needs and you force them to do what you want them to by giving them their needs back. And you're like, see? And it's basically trying to condition them to be submissive to you, which is really messed up. Tommy says, I think the fridge idea started in 2015 when people started the hashtag Good Samaritan, and since then it continues to now. I like that. I like that a lot. The hardest part about food pantries here in the States is generally you have to purchase something to donate it. You can't make anything. So at the soup kitchen I volunteered at a lot growing up, you would have to buy all of the goods like fresh or prepackaged in order to give it to people, and then you had to have an ingredient list for everything that you made. When I would go with my like the group of people I'd go with, like in the church, we always did grilled cheese with tomato soup, and it would be like some prepackaged tomato soup. We would have a vegetable, so sometimes it would be a salad or if it was the winter, it'd be like peas, asparagus, that sort of thing. Whatever we could get our hands on. And then there would be brownies or cookies. And there would be like some dessert for people to have as well. Tahami says, I feel so bad about Sudan because in Gaza it's so a different situation. In Gaza, it's people from outside are killing people from the inside, but in Sudan, they're killing each other, and I can't imagine what's going on inside their heads. Oh, yeah, it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. I try not to ask any of the refugees that I work with about it because they start crying. There's a lot of people who, like how my understanding is that women have been used as a form of labor, or they were like being abused like sexually, which is really sad. And then if you were a man or a boy, like a child, and you were like seen as a man, they would just kill you. So in order to escape, I heard about this story. But in order to escape, and get her son free and her nephews free, which is like, you know, your brother's sisters, like boy children, in order to have them go free, they had to dress them up in like abayas, like something floor length or whatever, and sometimes they'd be in like a full niqab where like their face and everything would be covered so that they could leave. And then they would have to like, they would pad their chests so they would look like they had breasts so they could actually like not be assaulted or abused or just instantly killed. It's horrible. It's like, it's one of the saddest things. It's different than Gaza because it's like your neighbors are attacking you and people who are supposed to be your companions and your friends. Not really like as much of an opposing force. Although it is a lot of the UAE, so. Chaotic says, I used to talk with an American who lived close to Chicago, and she told me she already worked in a fast food restaurant. She said they would throw the food that was left and asked why not give it to the homeless. And she said the company is not sensical and mean. Yeah. It happens a lot. Like, people will literally, like, there are restaurants that I worked at where people would not give away any of the food. They would just throw it in the dumpsters. And there'd be some kind, like, chefs or restaurant workers that would place it in a clean, like, trash bag, and they'd organize all the food so it wouldn't be any of the gross stuff. And they would put it away from the trash can, and they would write, like, free food on a piece of paper, but it'd have to be, like, behind where the person in charge of closing and stuff wouldn't be able to see it. Like, you all would have to be in on it. When I worked at Starbucks, they just wanted to throw everything away. And I would take everything I could home. And at my apartment complex that I lived at the time, I put everything in like a box that I would leave at the entrance for everybody to take for free. And you just had to freeze it and stuff like that. It was pretty good. Tommy says, it's true, Josie, and the situation there is horrible. I believe that there is more awful things happening there that we don't know anything about, so fuck the UAE. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's fucking horrible. It stresses me out. Yeah, Chaotic says, I can't imagine the pain they're undergoing. It's horrible. It's gotten a lot worse in the past couple of years, and it's even sadder because refugees aren't able to come to the United States anymore. So people who have come to the United States, or at least it's a lot harder with Trump and everything. It's not impossible, but it's practically impossible. Let's see. George says, I see Nigeria is going through the same thing as Sudan, thousands of being killed. It's different in Nigeria for a couple of reasons. It's like what's happening in Sudan and what's happening in Gaza is third-party governments are coming in and funding the forces that are killing people, which maybe this is happening in Nigeria, but to my knowledge, it's not. Most of what's happening in Nigeria is located in the northmost part of the country, which is why a lot of Western forces haven't been getting involved, because they're not really, how do I put it? They're not really like attacking the South or anything like that. It's an oppositional force that is just existing in the northeastern corner. If they started making their way down south, it'd be a little bit worse. Tommy says, I don't know what's going on with Africa. Everything was so good from just 2 years ago. It's the financial situation. The whole world is struggling financially right now, except for China. I mean, China is still struggling, but in a different way. Are you good?
No.
Do I need to make dinner?
No.
Okay. What do you mean, Tahami? What do you mean? Do. I'm waiting to see what is gonna happen in Egypt. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm also waiting to see what happens in Egypt too. Cadix says, what do you mean? That reminds me of a Justin Bieber song. I know. That's what I was referencing. That's why I go like do. Because that's the vibe. Oh, it's funny. I hope what happens in Egypt is okay. I hope it's good. I know a lot of things are changing. Oh, topic change. Yeah, Justin Bieber is streaming on Twitch now. I don't know why he's doing that. I think it's so funny. I hope he's having fun with it at the very least, you know? I wonder, is he streaming now? No, that's not it. Yeah, I saw that too. I don't know what his channel name is, though. So I was gonna look at it. But I hope he's having a good time. Streaming is really fun. And I think he struggled with like audience stuff before, so I hope it goes well for him. Yeah. Tommy says it would be a new revolution or Israel is gonna occupy us. Either this or that, yeah. If Sudan gets really, really fucking crazy, I could see. I mean, Egypt is kind of like in a really weird spot right now. Both its northern border and its southern border are getting their cheeks clapped by larger countries who are funding like an opposing force. So they're just kind of sitting there like, ah, and it's like, oh. I feel bad for you. Caddick says, I mean, I think Justin is really struggling and needs a lot of help. I hope he's getting help. I don't read too deep into it. Like, honestly, when things are happening online, I think that a lot of the public sees what they want to see, you know? Even with me streaming, I think a lot of people see what they want to see. and they'll take like little things that I do or whatever and make it bigger and then be like, oh, she must be like this if she does this, or she must be like that if she does that, even though that's like not who I am as a person at all. But they'll take like maybe like if I look at Ollie weird, or like I'm thinking about something and I'm looking at Ollie, or I like misspeak or whatever, they'll kind of take it a lot farther than it really is, and they just run with it. Which at that scale, it's a lot harder than here. Here, people just kind of don't really bully me a lot. They just leave, and I'm like, okay, bye. Have fun. Tommy says, and Libya too. We're waiting to see where the attack is going to come from. Egypt is just like a clusterfuck. And it's a really important location too. So it's not like you guys are just boring and you don't matter or whatever. You're a hotbed for tourism. Tourism's really popular there. And you have the canal, which is absolutely wild. Like, what are you going to do with that? I have the Justin Bieber song stuck in my head. It's really sad that he had to go through what he had to go through. I mean, it always makes me like feel horrible to think about it. That's why I try not to speculate. I'm just like, damn, like with what he shared and how bad that was, I don't want to like, ugh. No offense to UK or anyone who like is into that. I don't know. It just always makes me cry. I'm so sorry you. I don't know what's gonna happen in Egypt. I'm so sorry you're kind of like not stuck there, because I know you have good family and good friends and community and stuff. So it is home for you. But I'm sorry that there's a lot of things happening there all the time. I'm cold. Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Oh. Cool. Let's see. Tommy says we just opened a new museum on November 1st, and we took $850 million from Japan to build it. Every time I remember this, I start to laugh. Damn. Wait, how did that happen? Hi, Jacob. Hello, newbie. How are you? How are you? How's life? I hope all is good. Wait, there we go. Sorry, I had to like fix the chat thing. Kadek says, yeah, international debt is a fucked up thing to deal with. Was it a debt thing that happened? Like, did your government take it as a gift, or was it like a financial gain that they could get with it? And what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about Egypt and how north of Egypt is Israel slash like Palestine, Gaza, and south is Sudan, and then also just all the conflict that's going on there, and how Egypt is low-key gonna be like not fucked, but like they're just kind of sitting there like, ha, like no, that's kind of the vibe. But yeah, nice to meet you, Jacob. Where are you from? Question mark, because everybody here is from lots of different places. I'm from America. America, United States. Woo. Oh, Europe. What part of Europe? We have some other Europeans who are here too. Tommy says, yeah, and now we have more than $100 billion in debt, and we can't pay this debt in 100 years because the government literally doesn't have any plans for how to pay it. Tourism. Oh, you live in England. Okay, bet. More English people. George says, yeah, I seen it yesterday about the new Grand Museum in Egypt opened. What the heck? Okay, let's see. New Grand Egyptian Museum. It's in, oh shit. It's in English. Nice. Wait, they have photos. Okay, here's their website. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see. Caddick says we have a fellow viewer here who's from Manchester and he's a United fan. Hope you're not a United fan either. Wait, you're a United fan, bro? Oh shit! Ah, fuck you, Jacob. Fuck you. Everyone here is trying to like convert me to United, and I don't have a preference, but I've always like shaded United for a really long time. Oh, let's see. This website is not the official website of the Grand Egyptian Museum in Egypt, rather it's an informational site. And yeah. So this is just a Egypt travel blog. Okay. So this is not the official website. It's the best team, bruh. Bruh, we're gonna get into it again. Tommy says, it was good actually. I love the opening show and I know that's gonna be great for us, but literally took 1.5 billion to build. We could use this money for some improvements. We already had a really good museum. Yeah. I wish you could have gotten it as like a gift from another country. That would have been nice. And then also maybe getting your artifacts back. That'd be nice. Tommy says, yay, another one. Fuck! Tommy also likes United. So, just you and me, Chaotic. I will root for United if they're playing, okay? That's the vibe. It's, just whatever. But I'm not a huge fan. Just so you know. Just so you know. Not a huge fan. Oh, it's cold. Jacob says, we took all your artifacts. Sorry, little bro. Bro. Museums are like little pirate hubs. And the countries are like, we're so proud of our artifacts. And I'm just like, Wait, what you guys have to do is you have to take things from other countries, like the Louvre heist and stuff. Just hire some people to go to other countries and steal things, and then hold it for ransom. Be like, hey, we'll we'll give this back to you if and only if you give us back our artifacts. And have like an exchange and be like, fair is fair. Tommy says, actually, we made up a lot of memes about the opening show because the president's wife was making that weird face and smile. Show meme. Tommy says you're fine, it's not just you. The Victorian era went fucking wild. You know, in the early, I guess the early 1900s to so like the mid-1900s, to excavate things, archaeologists literally used bombs. So they would fill things up for like little holes into the ground. They just blow shit up. So the artifacts would be destroyed, and nowadays they like slowly chisel away and they like dust things off. It's crazy. What state are you in? Because I'm wondering how the elections went. There weren't any elections here. I'm in Nebraska. Although I'm rooting for Mamdani. Hey! I'm happy that he won. So it was a pretty big like blue sweep. So Prop 50 passed in California. Jersey has a female governor. Obviously, you got Mamdani, and there were a couple of other things. I think Texas had like a new representative, or they maintained their Democratic representative, and so on and so forth. I thought it was the elections of all of America. No. So this was just so basically, depending on where you live, how do I say it? There's kind of elections happening almost all the time, but they're usually in two different seasons. You can have primaries in spring and have like it really quick, so like a month apart, for local things or state things, and then you can also have things in the fall, but it's usually in the spring and the fall. Yeah. Isn't the United States government shut down? Yes. Tommy says we have a lot of half statues because of that, Josie. I'm so sorry, Tommy. Honestly, Sudan has had a lot of things stolen too. Bye. There's a here at one of the museums that I volunteered at in Omaha. I was like going through an exhibit with one of my friends. She's like a tour guide. And I was kind of like helping her with some of the process or whatever to tell her what I know, which isn't a lot, but it was a little bit. And there was a Sudanese like statue that was there. And I was sitting there and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. Because a lot of the stuff was kind of just like random pots and everything, which I understand pots. But having like a whole like statue head or whatever felt really dirty. Like jewelry, I understand. Pots, I understand. But actual like figureheads and full size statues, I'm like, as Tommy says, but we also have that cool statue for a king. I don't remember his name, but as a sign of humiliation, they made him curvy as hell. Hell yeah! Homie as a dumpy. Mm. As he should. As he should. Mm. I hope you feel better though, Tommy, because didn't you like fuck up your leg? Oh my gosh. I found Justin Bieber's page as we were talking. I was like, damn. They have a ball pit apparently. I don't know why. I just played it in the background. I was like, where's the sound coming from? So I was looking at OBS and like the mic was hitting, or my desktop was like sound, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Anyways. Andrew's making some good food. I can smell it. I hope he doesn't get me sick. Because usually what happens is he gets sick, then I get sick, and then he gets sick, and I'm just like, oh. I'm gonna look up that statue. Statue. Ah! Curvy King statue. Let's see. His name is Akhenaten? Akhenaten? Bruh. King Tut stuff is on display. Holy shit. This museum is so fucking cool. I want to go there. Okay, wait, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I gotta show this to y'all. Give me a second. Move around my desktop. This is BBC, you know, the big, beautiful, I don't know. I can't say what I wanted to say, actually. We call him, Foxaton, and that means hips man. Mr. Hips. Alright, here we go. King Tut. Ooh. Look at this. Look how cool this is. The water is so sick. Are you gonna try to go? I want to go to this. This is pretty. Look at this! Okay, sorry for your face. The majority of the museum, including the grand staircase, has been open to the public since last year. Oh, dang. Who would have known? Hello. Oh, look at them delts, yo. Ayy. I want two things. Number one, museums to stop buying stolen artifacts. And number two, we need 3 objects to come back. The Rosetta Stone from the British Museum. Yes. The Zodiac from the Louvre and the bust of Nefertiti from Nefertiti from Berlin. Look how cool this is. The Zodiac. Oh, it's actually so good. I know. Your country popped off with this one. Damn, I want to go here so bad. I also hope that they get this. Yeah. We need all the 3 objects to come as a good feeling from these 3 countries as a gift, as Egypt gave the world many gifts. Which is true. Yeah, founded in 1799, provided the key to deciphering hieroglyphics. It was discovered in the French army. The ancient Egyptian celestial map, which is really cool. This is actually really interesting to study. Egyptian zodiac stuff is fascinating. And you could also, oh, hi, Jacob. You could also, what do you call it? You could do, have you heard of the Aztec zodiac stuff? That shit's wild. That's really wild. I love zodiac things. I think they're so fun. George says, just think how long it took a stonecarver to do all that stuff. I know. Man. It's always so impressive. Like, they're all holding each other up. Ugh. And the really interesting thing about, at least, what I think is really cool with ancient Egyptians is that you never really, like, know. This is the display that they had. The homie. Oh, God, this is an ad. Ew. Ignore the ad. I hope you get to go, Tahami. Tommy says, well, they made the Great Pyramid in just 20 years. So I think it doesn't take that long. That's true. Look at the drone show. It's giving China. It's giving Korea. I've seen really cool drone shows that are from those places. Not personally, but I've seen it online. It's so cool. Look, they're like, oh. Oh. They sang the songs, chat. Look at them go. I don't have the sound on. Sorry, y'all. Oh, the pyrotechnics. Yo, this is a huge museum, too. Look how massive that is. That place is massive. Yeah, the show was so good. I watched it on TV and it was perfect, honestly. Aww. Yay! It's just so neat. I'm so excited that you guys have that. He's just chilling there. He's like, Merc. Wait, here's the other dude you were talking about. The big booty boy. The Kirby. Oh my god, you weren't lying. He is Kirby. Look at him. They're just like, he's thick. Oh my god. They really did make him thick. Was he thick, like, actually, or was it just the statue? It's the biggest museum for one civilization in the world. Ah, snaps! That's actually really cool. I can only have so much candy, otherwise I'm gonna spoil my dinner. Chat. Chat, 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 chat. Man, that is a really big museum. So, look at his belly button. It's like an eye, you know? Prophet or tyrant? Look at this, title. Akhenaten, prophet or tyrant. Honestly, hella thick. Boop, boop, double belly button. No, he wasn't like that, of course. He's not Cardi B, but they did him so dirty. It's so funny. Oh my. The king who stole Egypt's religion. Yeah, Jacob, he is Egyptian. Mohammed is Egyptian. Wait, what's his tea? Oop, here's another link. Okay, nice. Ah, let's see. This is his story. The early years of Akhenaten were not extensively known. He most likely had a princely education while growing up at his father's palace in Akhenaten. There are several temples and sites in the city known as the Minya province on the east bank of the Nile River that you may include in your Egypt travel packages. He married his half-sister Nefertiti. Oh, Jose, what are your plans for the weekend? Oh, I don't know. Good question. Good question. Probably work and then other stuff, I guess. I have finals coming up, so I have have a lot of work to do. I have a class project too that I gotta do. Let's see. He was beginning to reject the conventional Egyptian religious beliefs and practices in favor of a new religion based on worship. About 15 years of his rule. We don't know how he died. People believe that he was like assassinated or whatever. He radically wanted to change the country's religion by worshipping Aten instead of the traditional Egyptian pantheon of gods. This earned him the nickname the Heretic King. While his reign was short lived and ended in controversy, his impact on Egypt was significant. Damn. Crazy, crazy. Oh, that would make sense to Hami. The nose being like the weakest part. Huh. So he was the first, like, monotheistic kind of dude. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if Zoroastrianism existed at that time. Who knows? So I wonder why being thick was considered a bad thing in Egypt at the time.
Food's almost ready.
Food's almost ready. Oh my gosh. I didn't even get a stream for 2 hours. Sir. Caddick says, yeah, I hope you do well in your exams, but you're probably going to do well as a good, smart lady you are. Don't jinx me, sir. Don't jinx me. But yeah, I have some homework. If my professor would just send me an update on my schedule, or not my schedule, but like my grades, that'd be nice. But I don't know if she's gonna like do all that. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys ever get that. Wait, Jacob. I don't know. A lot of us are kind of like pursuing education or older. I guess most of us are kind of older, but we have like a very diverse like age range. We have some people who are in their 60s who come in here, and some people who are younger, like late teens, you know. No minors, no minors. Not because of weird enough stuff or whatever, but yeah. Oh, let's see. Tommy says, I think because all of them had muscles and this stuff, so being thick was something weird for their eyes. That makes sense. That makes sense. They did like drink and stuff like that too. I feel like food wasn't as easily accessible all the time. And a lot of the food was healthier. So I feel like it'd be more odd to have more weight, you know? Caddick says, I think my first exam this semester is going to be on day 17 of this month. Dang. Wow. Yeah, my school, I'm part of like the digital like accelerated thing or whatever. So I'm trying to do more classes in less time, but part-time. So it's like an even normal like class load for or course load or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I have some less stuff to do today. We shall see how it goes. Oh. Man, it's kind of weird that being thick was seen as like an odd thing. Being thick is the way to go. I am up. Gotta be like thick and sassy. Be built like Beyonce. I guess, did you see that Trump is making Ozempic like cheaper for people to get? He's like, instead of solving the obesity crisis by making food more easily accessible, we're gonna starve people by not giving them SNAP benefits, and then we're gonna make like Ozempic related products like that were used for weight loss cheaper for people to get. What the fuck is that? It's like my crazy face. But what the heck is that? Like, what do you do with that? I think it's insane. Num. Num. Kind of stresses me out, man. This man can't be serious at all. I know. And someone literally fainted. And people think he had a heart attack. But one of the, I think it's like people he had in like a C-level or whatever, like maybe a CEO of one of the pharmaceutical companies. He at least worked for one of them. He like literally passed out, and Trump just stood there like he didn't do anything. He was just like, oh, sucks to be you, and then he just kept going. It was so crazy. Let's see if I can find it. Trump. All right, Trump conference. And yeah. Oh, it's a healthcare executive. I was right. Caddick says, I'm sorry, but all the time I hear about Ozempic medicine, I think of the meme of Barbie being overweight and then later using Ozempic to lose weight. Lamau. But here's the video, chat. Like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna play the audio because I feel like it's not important. Oh, look. He was like really pale. And then down he goes, and Trump just stares at him. And then they just tell the press to leave. He just sits there and he ignores him. He's like, okay, bye. Look, he just kind of stares away. He's like, okay, everyone else has it. Which is so funny to me. Like, he does not give a single shit. It's so cursed. We got some all-time Trumps today. Good shit. What do you mean? What does that mean, type 2? Also, hi, type 2. How are you? Boop. 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 Oh, pictures of Trump. I collect them, bro. Today you had some great ones, bro. That's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, Tommy says. What are you doing? Accounting. I didn't read that. I'm so sorry. Congratulations. I believe in you. I'm a believer. Cursed because of who they are. Thanksgiving this year is gonna be lit, huh? I know! I wonder how cursed this is gonna get. Honestly, kind of stressed out about it. Do you think... I don't know what's gonna happen. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but people are struggling. They're struggling a lot. Oop, boop, boop. Boop-a-doop. Getting all the links together. Tommy says, chaotic. Oh man, I know myself. I'm gonna study hard and then I'm gonna go. Hell yeah, Tommy. It's hard. Me too, chaotic. Everything went by so insanely fast. I'm just sitting here like, what do you do? I mean, a lot's changed, which is really nice, you know? Like, we're all moving forward. Oh, progress is good progress, blah, blah. Which is nice, but... Oh, I'm stressed, man. Trying to accumulate all the links. I always forget to do that. And by the time I'm done streaming, I don't show them all. So now they're going in Discord. Yeah, Tahami, I know. I saw something from like 2016. I was like, damn, that wasn't. Oh shit. I was like, that isn't that long ago. And then I thought a second. I was like, oh my god, that's like almost a decade ago. I sit here and I feel old. I have a mild, like, existential crisis. Oop. Which is insane. Like, what do you do with all this shit that we're dealing with nowadays? You just sit there and you're like, yeah. Stresses me out, man. It stresses me out. Yeah.
Alright, food's ready.
Oh, hi, Siri. Hello. Oh, wait, let me show you guys Siri. He's hanging out. Come here, puppy. Where'd you go? Oh, hi. Oh, there's Oliver, not Siri. He got in the way. There's Siri. He's behind. I said, Josie, I can't imagine that. Just a few months, I'm going to be 20. My mind stopped because I was 15, I think. Oh, all the dogs. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Ollie. Oh my god. All of them want affection. Siri is here too. Hi, Siri. Everybody, what do we need? Ah! They're all here. Thank you, I'm coming. Give me just a minute and I'll head out. Yeah, my brain is still going or whatever. Like, when I turned 25, I kind of sat there and I was like, I do understand, like, thinking more long term. And then every year I age, the more I'm like, oh, my brain's developing more and more still. I'm not completely done with it. And then once you get a little older, your brain just reverts back to baby. If you do get that, you know? But yeah. Chat. Andrew's ready to eat. I am also ready to eat. I guess it's time for me to go. I guess it's time for me to go now. Yes, this song, I did it for you, Tommy. You're welcome. If you are new and you want to hang out again next time, please follow or do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't know. You could just lurk and remember my name, I guess. Kind of hard to forget me. No, I'm kidding. But yeah. Tomorrow is probably going to be more politics related. Probably going to keep chatting about random stuff or whatever, current events. And then, maybe we'll game a bit. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I got too cold, babes. It's okay, chaotic. You still got time. That's the thing. At least you figured it out when you were young instead of getting older and then realizing that you have a lot of catch up to do, you know? So, I will see you guys tomorrow. Please sleep well, stay safe, stay alive, and tits.